What's up, guys? We've got Jake Plummer, recently just released this Monday. He's best known for his time on the gridiron, leading teams like Arizona Cardinals and the Denver Broncos. He's obviously earned his place as one of the NFL's most respected quarterbacks. But after years of intense physical impact, post-career injuries, and the relentless demands of professional sports, Jake found himself on a very different playing field, the frontier of plant medicine, particularly the ancient and still misunderstood world of mushrooms. Now, he isn't just a spectator. He's an advocate and entrepreneur in this burgeoning space, championing the therapeutic benefits of both functional and psychedelic fungi. Is it fungi? I don't know. What we do know is that there was one time suspected 60,000 to 80,000 species of fungi on the earth. Now they're finding somewhere around 2 to 3 million. How many more can it be? We don't know. But in this clip, Jake unpacks how these natural organisms, once dismissed as mere party drugs or obscure delicacies, are emerging as tools for mental health, pain management, and improved cognitive function. Do they work as good as opiates? No. Are they as addictive? No. Okay, these things take time. Inflammation takes time to cure. There's many things that could be causing the inflammation. So in this clip, he'll discuss how functional mushrooms like lion's mane, reishi, cordyceps, and turkey tail can help restore balance to our bodies, support our immune systems, and bring us back to a state of equilibrium. Now, with this recent event of the assassination of the healthcare insurance CEO by this guy named Luigi, there's other stuff coming out that this kid experimented with psilocybin or psychedelics. Okay, he had what appears to be, I'm on the Daily Mail right here, okay, and he says, let me scroll up, where did it go? Okay, the experience was really traumatic and difficult. It looked heinous. This guy had screws going in his back. Okay, he suddenly went radio silent while recovering. He sought alternative forms of pain management, including psychedelics and magic mushrooms. There's more here, though. On X, Mangione had created a titled psych full of tweets about psilocybin, also known as magic mushrooms. And on January 25th of this year, he added to his Goodreads a book called Psilocybin, Mushrooms of the World, an identification guide in mushrooms of Hawaii. What's interesting about Hawaii is that he lived in a surf co-op where they all kind of just hang out and surf together, from what I understand. And there he had an awful back injury. And right here, posted on X, Dr. Kashif Perzada wrote on X that the picture looks like a lumbar spinal fusion surgery. I know people who have had spinal fusion surgery. It's painful. Nerve damage is no joke. The guy that I know, he said it was pain like you wouldn't believe for 9 straight months. I had it similar when I had my arm. I had terrible, terrible nerve pain when I paralyzed my left arm. And that was for about 2 or 3 months straight. And you don't sleep. You literally, it does mess with you big time. So I'm not negating that. Now, what's also interesting about the psilocybin bit is that he started reading books about the Unabomber. Okay, Ted Kaczynski, who had written a manifesto. And in Goodreads, this Luigi guy posted a review that said he was a violent individual, rightfully imprisoned, who maimed innocent people. While these actions tend to be characterized as those of a crazy Luddite, however, they are more accurately seen as those of an extreme political revolutionary. When all other forms of communication fail, violence is necessary to survive. You may not like his methods, but to see things from his perspective, it's not terrorism, it's war and revolution. Okay, so that's the dark side of psilocybin. There's also a bright side of psilocybin. We've had people like Devin Colbert on the show who had such a profound experience with psilocybin that he doesn't want to go back. He doesn't want to ruin it. He did a microdose of psilocybin once, and he started feeling twitching in his body. He was a quadriplegic, started feeling twitching in his body, in the nerves and in the muscles, of which he hadn't felt since he initially got the injury. So there are positive impacts on this. I don't want it to be like all this is bad, especially after RFK came out with a tweet that psychedelics for PTSD treatment could be highly beneficial. I have another theory that relates to caffeine. It could be caffeine induced, the PTSD, potentially. I don't know. That's early research right now, but I'm going to start going down that road. But anyway, let's jump in here. This is, 6 hours later. I know you guys tuned in for the video, and here I am rambling. But let's tune into this about Jake sharing why these are not just hippie substances, but potentially groundbreaking resources. And here he explains how the recent waves of decriminalization in places like Colorado are challenging decades of prohibition and misinformation. Let's check it out.
Are part of the psychedelics, and there's been a big push out here in Colorado with decriminalizing psilocybin and some other psychedelics, and definitely a lot of people out here exploring the avenues and the pathways to health and wellness, especially with a lot of the mental health issues that we're dealing with in our culture, and not only the older generation and our generation, my generation, your generation, the younger generation. So there's curiosity when you hear stories of it helping somebody come out of a dark, deep depression or deal with their PTSD or help get a handle on their anxiety that could be, crippling. And there's a lot going on. And I like to loop that back into just nature in general is being explored a little bit more as a pathway to your own health and wellness rather than what we've been doing, which is going to see your doctor, getting a prescription and getting some pills and taking those and then waiting until the next thing is bothering you, whether that's your gut or maybe your vision or your dry mouth or some other weird side effect. And then you go to the doctor and they give you another prescription, a different medicine. And nobody really asks or questions, what the hell is in this? What's in this pill? And it's just nature. So we're just exploring back to our roots, really. We didn't always have a doctor giving us pills. This was just in the last, 100 years or so. It might be off on that number by a few years, but that this is back to our roots as a human species of using nature to help us survive, to thrive, to be healthy, to have energy, to sleep well, to be in touch with everything surrounding you.
Yeah. So what led you down this path of psychedelics and psilocybin? Functional mushrooms.
I'm not a big spokesman or advocate or out in front of telling people they should try psilocybin because it's a personal journey. It's not one that I feel I should know. But if you have any inkling of wanting to kind of get reconnected to the source of everything and feel a little bit better, I always tell people, go do some research, ask around. You may have a good friend that you didn't even know or a parent that you didn't even know that has used these beautiful organisms, not to rave at a concert or get crazy, partying or anything, but to actual, like with intention, sit down with an intention and be open to what presents itself. I've dabbled in quite a few different psychedelics just to explore what they can bring, and still always marvel and baffled by the ability it has to go into our bodies and do something in our brain to create these visuals and these things that you see with vivid clarity. It just baffles me. It's all in here. We're not playing a tape through our brain of a video or a film or something that's showing us. It's all in here. So it makes you think. It just gets you open to the possibilities of connecting and being here now and in touch now. And so my best friend, Dale Jolly, and partner with Umbo Functional Mushrooms, he's the one who kind of brought these to me, the functional mushrooms, right before the pandemic. I met him while working and advocating for Charlotte's Web, another plant with a lot of history of being called a drug and could kill you and make you dumb and blah, 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 all the stuff we've heard about marijuana. And now there's hemp. This was hemp. This was the one that didn't get you high. So we advocated and helped bring awareness to these mothers fighting to have the right to give this plant to their children who had seizures. That's where I met Dell, and we continued to form Umbo and have gone on a few journeys just to explore ourselves and understand where we come from and deal with some things we've had to go through in our lives, all in light of moving forward with functional mushrooms that are legal. They're non-psychedelic. We sell our bars and REI direct to consumer. This is a whole queendom that has potential to benefit the human body. So that's what's got me to here. But I'd be remiss without saying my mom was the OG, and her mom, my grandma, that introduced, herbs and good food. And my grandma was a vegetarian, and my mom doesn't eat red meat, and give us garlic and honey for our colds, and echinacea and ginseng and like brewer's yeast and smoothies. Like that was way back in the 70s and early 80s, and this has now become common. So I got to give it up to my mom for really initiating this path to be aware of what I put in my body, knowing that what you put in is going to come out as whatever form of you are presenting, and being real cognizant of that has been a key.
No, that's awesome, man. It sounds like you have quite the journey there too. I'm wondering, just in terms of ailments, like what kind of things are you guys seeing? Is this like specifically helping with depression and ailments like that, or is it even going past that?
Well, are you referencing psilocybin or psychedelics as in ayahuasca, ibogaine, peyote,
like the
DMT,
psilocybin,
and all of that?
Yeah, psilocybin.
My partner Dale Jolly started unlimitedsciences.org. You can check them out, and it was a nonprofit set up to responsibly research the use of psychedelics as we decriminalize. And it's like, here we go, Wild West, whatever we want to do. Everybody's growing it, trying to give you bars, this and that and the other, and it's quite human of us to do that to this beautiful organism, to take it and make it our own. And I believe there's something in it that, as you can look back through history and hear theories of the stoned ape theory, for one of them, that we came out of the caves, started following the animals, and in their manure or their scat or whatever would be growing these mushrooms, and we were curious and ate them and had these mind expanding opening moments that helped us evolve as fast as we did, with language and with traveling the earth and knowledge of other herbs and other plants and trees and all of this, that we become who we are now. And so there's something with it that it helps reset the default mode network, which is one that kind of controls us when we are out and about in the regular day, telling us to be careful, or maybe you don't want to do that, or someone may look at me funny. And it kind of has that control on you. And what happens when you take the psilocybin, which there's so many different strains, so many different strains that will do different things. And it's a science, really. It's really a deep down, really important medicine that we're going to come across in time, with more research and more open minds and more people being curious to help us solve some of these ailments and diseases we're dealing with. But it shuts that down. So you're able to just like let whatever is out there come in and be really, for me, it's really getting connected back to everything around me. It's like, I'm here and I'm myself and I'm in it, but then I become part of it. And that's a hard thing to say to someone who's never tried it. And I'm not saying this is a cure-all, a panacea. This is serious thought should go into experiencing these medicines and make sure you're ready for it. Don't just go do it and run around and party at some kegger with a bunch of friends. You may have a bad experience. So I hold this queendom with reverence, not only with the ability it has to take you on a trip and maybe approach some of your traumas and heal you there, but with its abilities just as a daily addition to your regimen, like eating vegetables. It's a food group we don't eat anymore. When you're talking oysters and shiitake and lion's mane and all these delectable, yummy gourmet mushrooms, now we're extracting them and providing them. So I hold all of them in high reverence. And I believe that we're going to keep finding out, like the study they did at Unlimited Sciences it was a retrospective observational research with just how common people use psilocybin in their everyday lives. And that it was the largest one ever done. It's been published and referenced in numerous other papers here in the last year. And it just kind of goes through how other people are using this. So I'm an experiential kind of guy. I don't just believe somebody and say, okay, I'll take that. Thank you. I'm going to go and check it out. If I like it and it works, I'm going to get behind it. I got behind Charlotte's Web, and now I'm really behind Umbo and what we're doing with functional, legal, non-psychedelic mushrooms that you can buy at the grocery store or you can have shipped to your door. That's really where I'm at now. And through this whole journey, all of this combined is where I am sitting here talking to you you guys, and you're asking me about, psychedelics. I'm not really the guy to ask. There's much more advanced, more intelligent people that have studied this and are doing the research that would be able to guide you down if this is good for this, or should I try it for this? And sometimes it's just an awakening you get yourself going, I want to be better. I've heard a lot about this. I'm going to go try this. And then you go do it. And the rest, then that's really when the work begins. You don't do this and then like, oh, my anxiety's gone. Life's so great. You're going to go back and be under stress under the job, or under stress in traffic, or under stress at a ball game, or under stress waiting for a bus because there's cars going boom, boom. I mean, this isn't going to take everything away. It's just going to reset things to help you cope a little bit better. Maybe have some tools in your toolbox, and then learn like, wow, my breathing is something that can help me also regulate my anxiety and my stress. And exercise is also something that's good for my depression, and eating good food, being with real good friends, drinking clean water, getting good sleep. I mean, these are common things that a doctor probably won't tell you, but they all will lead towards a better, healthier way of life.
It's more about mushrooms. It's more than just about mushrooms, right? It's about returning to a mindset where we question what we put in our bodies and why. That's what this channel is about. It's about recognizing that a handful of pills might not always be the best answer. There are preventative measures that we can take. I mean, we've been doing the opposite of, we've been, salting our bodies for years. There are preventative measures that we can take, and they're just the simple things. Okay? Pills are not the best answer. There's a rich world of plant and fungal, as Jake put it, queendoms waiting to be rediscovered. So I hope this encourages us to think critically about how we've been approaching health. Maybe challenge our biases, I don't know, and remind us that true well-being sometimes means stepping outside of our comfort zone. So look, if you're curious about natural healing, or you're fascinated by the intersection of traditional knowledge and cutting-edge science, or you're just looking ways to feel more alive, more healthy, and more connected, then go check out his stuff. Myco Love Farms, Umbo. Go to www.umbo.com. Use the promo code CC15 for 15% off any purchase. Okay, that's Jake Plummer's business right there. Umbo, they've got the bars. You can also go to Myco Love Farms, which is where they actually grow the crops in Colorado. Anyway, I hope it sparked new questions for you, maybe inspired you to do your own research, or simply made you rethink what's possible. Then, bam, we're accomplishing our mission. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this episode with anyone who might benefit from hearing it. Together, by exploring these hidden worlds and embracing nature's potent gifts, we can pave the way for a healthier and happier future. See you guys next time.